So hello, welcome back to Go Again Gaming. My name is Az, and today we're discussing FaB 2.0 and what I think is probably the most important part of this article, and that is the fact that they are saying that playing the game is about more than competitive play. So they are addressing the fact that casual and social formats are very important. So yeah, let's strap into this one. Before we go into it, please make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel. Hit a little bell notification if you want to be notified of any future videos. And check out all my links in the description box below about ways that you can help support the channel directly. That'll be fantastic. But let's get straight into this. I'm just going to read this as it comes. I'm sure you've read it already, but here are my thoughts and opinions on what I think is the most important part of this article. So yeah, part 2 of the article is playing the game is about more than competitive play. So straight away, they're making a statement on part 2 of this article that they're saying that playing this game, and they say playing this game multiple times in this article in these little italics, which means that they are, alluding to playing the game, playing it, experiencing it, playing in the flesh and blood, experiencing great games. And they're saying here that playing the game is about more than competitive play, which is music to my ears because I am fucking garbage at the game, really am. But yeah, as an important part of FaB 2.0, we are putting in more emphasis on making Flesh and Blood a game that people want to play in ways that are enjoyable to them. So a great opening statement from them. They want people to enjoy and experience the game of Flesh and Blood, how and what makes the most sense to those people, playing the game that makes the most sense to those people. And the points that we're going to get into now is going to accentuate that massively. So they're saying, up until now, our focus and limited resources have been directed mostly towards the competitive play, which is fair enough. We all know that scene is fantastic. And we know that why people love TCGs is much broader than this. And there are many people in the world who are already FaB fans and soon to become FaB fans who are looking for a TCG experience that is about having fun and being social. So a lot of you who are subscribed to this channel or watch my videos, albeit they have been a little bit lackluster as of late due to various projects, know that the way I like to experience games and the background that I've had growing up and playing TCGs in general has been very casual, very kitchen table-esque, and they are finally realising that a lot of the players and a lot of the people that play these games are not going to be your competitive level players. They're not going to be Pro Tour aspirations. They just want to have fun with the game which has awesome lore, awesome stories, awesome characters, and fantastic art, which is what this article here, or part 2 of this article, is all about, and it's addressing it, which is fantastic for people like me that like to create janky, casual content, like Ultimate Pit Fight content you would have come to see on the channel, as well as Red Zone Rogue, DM Armada's channels, with Bill from the Spike Feeders involved as well. I like to make this sort of stuff. Janky, fun, casual, social stuff that people can just enjoy playing. And they're addressing that directly here, which is just fantastic. And they go on to say there are 4 key areas that we are putting more resources into. I don't know what those resources will be. Hopefully, I might be one of them in the future. Well, I think I consider myself to be a resource into casual play because of the fact that I'm directing and editing the Ultimate Pit Fight series with all of those content creators that I've mentioned. And it takes a lot of time to do those, so I hope you appreciate it. And if you haven't watched it already, go check out the link in the description box below, or just floating around here somewhere for the Ultimate Pit Fight video that I did. So yeah, 4 key areas that we're putting more resources into to better support casual and social play. So more storytelling, world building, character development, and integration of lore into the play experience. Now, lore and story and all that sort of stuff is very, very key to attracting players that enjoy games for the escapism aspect. So a lot of players want to just play these games to get into the head of a different person, a different world, a different setting, and just escape from the crap that we deal with on a day-to-day basis. I don't know about you, but I like to look at games as a way of escaping from life, and hence why we build rooms like this that have neon lights on the floor and loads of stupid pictures in the background, because we like to escape, we like to be in a space that we feel safe in for once. But yeah, lore and story is a massive part of that. So I'm glad that they are going to invest more time and resources into this particular aspect of the game, which I think is very, very good. So investing into the characters we have come to know and love. The first example of this is Brava returning in Everfest, of course, and Dorinthia and Rhinar returning in classic battles. These heroes have depth and stories to tell, and we intend to take you on a journey with them over the coming years. So again, people that are attached to certain characters are going to see their characters evolve or devolve into madness or ascend into new heights, new talents, and all that sort of thing. And I think that's great because obviously you're going to be able to have multiple different versions of your favourite character as you experience their journey through the lore of the game, which I think is fantastic. Speaking of which, publishing more lore, including books, publishing high-quality books is a big undertaking that is quite removed from the core operations of producing a trading card game. That's very true. This has made a follow-up to the Welcome to Rave. This has made a follow-up to the Welcome to Rave World Guide Volume 1 difficult to execute, as our focus has been on supporting the growth of the player communities around the world amidst the challenges of a global pandemic. However, we are building towards a position where the stories of Rave, the tales of Arya, and the scriptures of light and the tome of shadows will materialise in the hands of fans around the world in interesting ways. So yeah, obviously LSS's focus during this time, during the pandemic, during all the crap that's happened recently, is just building a good game, building a community, building a great organised play structure for people to grind out, behind a screen, getting experience from behind a screen. If they can't go down to their local game stores because of the pandemic, they can just sit at their computers, sit at their desks, playing card games over the internet, accumulating experience and all that sort of thing. The infrastructure and the logistics behind that has been the reason why obviously we are where we are today. So yeah, that's the reason why obviously they couldn't do and put resources into those parts of the game, is because of the fact that it needs to focus in other areas, and rightly so because of the way it is now. But to evolve, that's what they're doing here. They're expanding upon all of these aspects to make all of these aspects better for all of us who like casual and social games, and obviously the lore behind it all as well. And obviously they're going to be offering products that offer play experiences that bring fans into the adventures, conflicts and story arcs that are happening within the world of Wraith. So again, if you're a comic book fan, if you like Captain America, you're going to like what Captain America does in various different aspects of his comic book adventures. And if you like in this aspect, if I like Azalea, I'm going to want to see what Azalea's up to. Is she going to Volcor to pick up warrior traits? Is she going to the Savage Lands and becoming an absolute barbaric ranger for whatever reason? We want to follow these characters on their adventures, and because Flesh and Blood is ultimately a game where you choose a hero that you can identify with, that you like, and the new experiences, the new cards that come around as a result of the adventures they have in the lore is just integration and immersion on another level when identifying with your characters and what they go through in life. Like we go through in life, we have ups and downs, we have arcs, we have stories to tell in life. So yeah, I mean, the more ways you can integrate that with your heroes and with your game is going to bring more people in and keep more people in when we go on to discuss what changes they're making to the casual side of it. But this is great, obviously. And of course, point number 2 on this is products tailor-made for first play and social experiences. So obviously, we know that Classic Battles is coming out, Rhinar versus Dorinthia. This is the first example of a product that has been specifically designed for the first play experience, which together with the lore booklet included will inspire new players to discover more about the featured heroes and relive their classic battle again and again on the kitchen table with friends and family. Classic Battles is apparently, according to this, is planned to be an ongoing product type showcasing some of the most famous encounters between these heroes within the lore of Wraith. So that's very, very promising as well, is that obviously we're going to get more classic battle products, and they're going to have different iterations of the heroes we already know. And they're going to be young heroes as well, so obviously we can play them in Blitz, in Commoner, and Ultimate Pit Fight, which obviously we'll come on to in a moment. But yeah, very, very cool that they're expanding their products on there for a kitchen table-esque feel. Next, a very, very important thing here, which we've all speculated about, is Player versus Environment, or PvE, will be our flagship social play product. So it will see players band together in a campaign setting settings that can be held, that can be as long or as short as your party wants. It's not about winning or losing, but having an epic adventure with friends and fellow gamers where swords, shields, pizza, and beers collide. We are putting a lot into PvE, and our expectation, along with many eagerly awaiting fans, is very high. PvE is currently under development, and we are working hard to make it as good as possible. More information will be announced in the future. So what they're saying here, the interesting thing that they're saying here is that they're making PvE the flagship social play product. So if you want to play Flesh and Blood socially, PvE apparently is going to be the way to go. Not Ultimate Pit Fight, which is interesting, but PvE is going to be the flagship social play product, which is good because obviously we know how well board games are doing at the moment, and just tabletop games, card games, and hobby games in general are just exploding right now. And families, friends, people that don't really want to grind the tournament scene but love the game and love the lore and love all the stories that obviously this world of Ray is having to tell, want this sort of product because they just want to get it out, play with their friends. You know, I'm not sure whether this is going to be where you can build your own deck and bring it to the PvE scenario. I guess that's all going to be revealed in the future, but yeah, it's going to tailor and sort of cater, to a lot of people. So yeah, we've all speculated on that, but that's good to see that they are announcing it here on the FaB 2.0. Number 3 is reformatting casual play formats and recognizing casual play formats. So it says here, first of all, Ultimate Pit Fight. When we published the suggested rule set for Ultimate Pit Fight, or UPF, the Blitz format was yet to be announced. So yeah, the Ultimate Pit Fight goes back a long time. And since then, Blitz has become by far and away the primary casual play format. Yeah, and that makes sense because there's more heroes available to play in Blitz. Obviously, you've got the young heroes, which don't have old versions yet. So yeah, it's going to be a lot more casual play, and people that want to experiment with different types of decks are better off playing the young heroes because there's more of them. And it says the original UPF suggested rule set sits in a weird place of recommending use of young heroes but having decks more akin to Classic Constructed. And yeah, that was a bit of a weird one. It is a bit of a weird one because obviously you're using young heroes with an 11-card inventory, a 40-card deck, but you could have 3 copies of each unique card. Oh, sorry, no, you'd have a 60-card deck in an Ultimate Pit Fight, but you could have 3 copies of each card. So yeah, going on to the point there, it was a bit of a weird mashup between what sort of deck you could build for this, but it's good now that they're basically changing it to Blitz decks. So you can either use Blitz decks that you've already got, or just a Blitz deck that you've made for Ultimate Pit Fight. But yeah, it's just streamlining it all. I think is decent. And also, obviously, because your deck is a lot smaller, it means that you don't really want to burn through your deck so quick, and therefore you pick your attacks, you pick your opponents, you pick your table talk, your discussions, your politics, and all that sort of thing. So stay tuned to obviously my channel, Red Zone Rogue, DM Armada. We all release the Ultimate Pit Fight videos. Again, I obviously direct and edit those videos, but they all come out simultaneously on all of those channels. So go check that out as and when the next one comes up. I'm not sure whether the next, obviously when I'm recording this, I don't know how the next one's going to be. I think the next one's either going to be the old way, but it could be the new way. We will see. We're currently in the middle of discussing that at the moment. But yeah, nice that they're streamlining that now. So expect to see on the Ultimate Pit Fight series this representation of the decks being adhered to as well. It says as well, obviously, casual format, UPF, it says, we encourage playgroups to shape the UPF rules to their own liking. No Yorick this week, please, thank you. So it's good to know that they've addressed the absolute Twitter discourse that was going on. I think that was probably the most viral tweet that I've ever had. It was like 340 odd likes on it, ridiculous retweets. MTG community was getting involved with the Yorick, saying, oh my god, this is ridiculous, you know, I don't want to shuffle my deck into somebody else's filth, fuck that shit. But yeah, go bananas as well. I was just reading this. Every official Flesh and Blood card is legal, including the like Go Bananas and Taylor. So of course, if we ever get cosplayers on the show, we can play with Taylor as well, which is good. Or if we happen to get a Taylor card for whatever reason, or proxy it. But yeah, again, we encourage playgroups to shape the UPF rules to their own liking. So yeah, just do what you want, just have fun. That's basically what this is saying. And then finally, we have Commoner. So I've seen this being played in DM Armada's Discord, and obviously he's an advocate for it. Red Zone Rogue does videos on Commoner on his channel and Channel Fireball for them, of course. And a lot of people have been playing this and experimenting with this. But I think it's good that we've also got an outline for this now. So we have seen community interest grow towards a commoner format, with many requests for us to publish an official commoner rule set for fans to rally behind, which is what they've done. And we are pleased to do that now. So in summary, the official commoner rules now are 40 card deck, common cards only. So a lot of people have been experimenting, myself included, with adding sort of rare cards and majestic heroes being allowed to be played and all that sort of stuff. But here is the commoner rules. You can only use common cards only. So 11 inventory slots for weapons and equipment, and you can include up to 2 rares, and all other cards must be common. So I imagine when they're referring to the inventory slots, you can use rare weapons to help support certain heroes whose weapons were printed at rare. Like, I think Mandible Claws is rare, isn't it, and other things. In Crucible. So one young hero card can be rare or common. So token heroes are of course common, but yeah, this is obviously alluding to the fact that obviously Benji and Cavdea and all those heroes in Crucible, and obviously any more supplementary sets were printed at a rarity, which is going to be interesting to see what they do with commoner with the other young heroes, because they're majestics. I'm surprised they didn't actually address that here. I've only just thought of that now on this video. So it says, one young hero card can be rare or common. What about the Everfest heroes? They're majestic. What are we going to do about that? Leave a comment in the section below, because they haven't addressed that here at all. Yeah, I didn't think about that. And it says up to 2 copies of each unique card allowed, an independent banned and suspended list for commoner, and then 30 minutes per round, best of 1. So again, just setting that expectation that if they are going to make this in the gem software for tournaments, that every round needs to be 30 minutes per round, best of 1. So yeah, you're going to have a timer. You can't sort of go to time. You do have a timer on commoner. So that's alluding to the fact that we are going to get some gem software for that, for people that want to organise tournaments, which is all good. And then finally, we've got the last bit here is reviewing rules enforcement for casual events. And it says, we are looking into developing a third type of rules enforcement to help differentiate the environment and player expectations of casual events such as Armory, pre-release and skirmish, and more competitive events such as ProQuest and Road to Nationals. The aim is to better support an enjoyable play experience at the casual, organised play level while maintaining a high standard of rules, policy and compliance at the competitive level. So yeah, they do want to enforce the casual events and the rules there, but it looks like they're very much in sort of discussions about how to do that. But that's fine. You know, everyone just wants to have fun at this level. If you're playing Commoner, you're playing Ultimate Pit Fight, you're playing PvE, you don't really need these sort of rules enforcement, but it would be nice to have it, which is obviously why they've tacked it onto the end here, because, I mean, let's be honest, if you're playing these formats, you don't give a shit about what's actually happening competitively. It's maybe this is just maybe a palette, like a palette cleanser that you're doing, or if you've scrubbed out, you've gone to the Ultimate Pit Fight tables, or the Commoner event, or the PvE table, or whatever is going on. So again, it's nice for them to recognise that this could be enforced, but I don't think we need it in this sort of situation. But yeah, that is pretty much my thoughts on what I think is the most important part of this article. Obviously, the article is massive. It's got obviously the history pack reveal. It's got ELO and recognising excellence. Don't know what that is really. You got the living legend situation, but we're not going to go into that. We're just wanting to cover the most important part, and that is the statement, which includes the words "playing the game is about more than competitive play." So what do you think? Leave your comments in the section below as to what you feel is good, what you think is bad. But I think this is just fantastic. I haven't touched on the other points, but that's not really... we would have all heard about it already, but yeah, I just thought I'd touch on these points, which are very, very special to me as a player and what I'm all about here on Go Again Gaming. So if you haven't done so already, like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and we'll see you on the next video. Peace.